Hello and welcome. We've had 2 episodes of Kamen Rider Geats so far, and I'm really excited to talk about my first impressions on it. I will say when spoilers are coming, so this first section will not have spoilers. But without spoilers, this is a really fun show so far. It's serious at times, it's lighthearted at times, as all Rider is, but it also seems to have really cool action, some really cool suits, and some really great music. I wanted to do one of these for Revice when it first came out, but we had copyright strike from Toei, and so I wasn't really allowed to talk about Kamen Rider. But it's gone now. We're good to go. And so let's talk Geats first episodes. That's as far as I'm going without spoilers. I'm going to have to start spoiling stuff at this point. And the first big point is chain swords. Chain swords, yes. Thank you. Buffa's chain sword is amazing, and I love it so much. Let's start them with the suits, right? I think these suits are really solid. I think by having that basic black undertone, just the mask, it allows them a lot of options for different power-ups. We get to see in these first 2 episodes alone multiple forms of Geats, and we get to see multiple combos, multiple doubles. And I really like the belt. I think the belt is really solid. I love the way that it can switch over. That feels really cool. One-time use items is a really cool aspect to have. I think that, man, I just really like these suits. I've yet to see some of the other combinations, right? Obviously, I want to see what it looks like when you have the other combos, and what are some of the other one-use items? What are the secondary combos that can happen? And I think we'll probably get to see more of those as we go, of course, because we have to sell toys. But I really like this system. And I like the fact that they can pick up power-ups from the fallen to be able to keep powering themselves up. Because this show is a battle royale, right? It resets. As long as you don't die, it resets. It's weird in that way because it's not as fun as I thought it would be, like, tone-wise. But instead, I like the tone a lot more. The tone's a lot more serious. It's not quite as serious as Ryuki's at the start. I mean, I say that, but it is pretty serious right away. Gaim is a lot more jokey at the start and then becomes more serious if we look at the ones that are most battle royale like Ryuki, Gaim, and now Geats. But honestly, man, this feels a lot more Kabuto to me in some ways, and I think that's because of the dynamic between the characters. I want to finish up on the suits real quick because I'm getting distracted because I really like what I've seen so far and it's getting me excited. My favorite suit is Buffa's. I love that suit. It's so cool. Character-wise, I think that the dynamic between Kawa and Ace is really cool. And I could see either way if you wanted to say that Kawa was the main character or Ace was the main character. I think they're both kind of deuteragonists, right? You have Ace is the main writer. Kawa is our vehicle for the plot. And I really like that. You know, and I think that's why I'm getting the Kabuto vibes from it, really, because you don't get that in a lot of Rider. In a lot of Rider, the first episode focuses on the main writer, and then as it goes, you progress to, you know, here we go. In fact, when Kay was in the restaurant and the Jamato's attack, my immediate instinct was, well, this is kind of Sentai-like, because these monsters just come out of nowhere, and there's a big group of them. I really enjoyed that. It gets dark quick, and it was so great to get to see Kyoryu Blue again. But, you know, obviously, don't get to see him very long. But, I don't know, man. I think that whole intro sequence is really strong. It gives you the premise of the point system. It gives you the whole fighting with the Gematos, and that rescuing people also gives you points. And I think at the end of the day, a lot of people are going to probably be upset that this show does not just keep up that dark tone from the start, because I expect it to get more lighthearted as we go, like most Rider does. But it'll still have those moments, right? You still have those moments of Kawa saying, hey, someone's died. You know, we can't just be, like, happy and cracking jokes over here. Someone just died. And I think that if they manage the tone right, which I think they probably will based on these first 2 episodes, I think this could definitely be a heavy hitter for a lot of people. There's not any writer that I've seen that I've really disliked. I didn't gel with Ghost the first time watching it through, but the second time watching it through, I'm loving it. And I didn't gel with Wizard the first time watching it, but going back and watching a couple episodes, I'm enjoying it a lot more now. So I'm not the right judge, I guess, on what's good and bad Rider, because I don't think there really is any bad writer, but so far this is pretty great. And I think what really hammers that home is Kawa. I expect Kawa to break at some point. I expect him to just break down and maybe a problem. There's a good chance he could be like the Mizane in this situation, right? Without spoiling too much for other shows. But I really like these characters so far. I like the dynamics that they all have. I really like Neon. She's pretty cool. And man, the action is great. I really love the action here. We get the stuff with the Magnum and the secondary gun that you've got there. And every time that Geats uses Magnum, which obviously, episode 2 he doesn't have right now, but every time Geats used Magnum in episode 1, it really felt like Lupin Red fighting from Lupin Ranger. Just casually dodging stuff, spinning, firing off. It felt really cool to have a main rider with a gun for at least a little while that wasn't just a cannon, right? Because when 01 uses a gun, it's always just a cannon, and that's cool, but I love cannons. I love the charge-up sequence for cannons. I'm not going to say no to a charge-up sequence on a cannon. I just noticed the screen's acting up in the corner there. That'll help. But I really love the pistol shoots, and the fact that it turned into a rifle. There's so much cool to love about the action in Geats, and that's not even like I said, the chainsword. Yes, I'm really excited to see more of these power-ups, to see these rarer drops, the cool stuff. The boost stuff is all really cool. That boost rider kick was great. Episode 2, of course, had a little bit less action to it, but had some more funny moments, and I really like where it's going so far. The music is great. I love the way the music feels, the spy kind of feel that gets in at some places. I also really like that OP. That OP is really solid. I don't think it's quite as good as Dealing with the Devil or Saber in Your Hand or Realize, but it could just be that I haven't heard it enough yet. So we'll see. I don't think there's very many bad writer OPs either. So I'm looking forward to getting to spend more time with that OP and hopefully it winning me. But I think, man, it's not a long video, I know, but Geats has a pretty solid first impressions on me. I'm feeling really positive on it right now. I'm not as positive on it as I was on Revice with episode 1, but I'm more positive on it than I was on 01 with episode 1. And anybody that's watched my tier list video knows I absolutely adore 01 now. So I'm stoked for it. I think that Reiwa Rider has been really interesting so far. 01 has a really strong start and then kind of a rough middle before I think it starts to pick back up again right towards the end. You have, and when I say pick back, I mean for me personally, 01 just like the end. Saber has a rough start in my opinion, but very quickly starts to have some really good character beats. And then Revice, Revice is weird, man. Revice has like a really strong intro, and then a really big, and then back up again, and Revice just kind of does the mountaintops for a little while. And I haven't finished Revice yet, so I don't know if it sticks the landing. But, man, I'm looking forward to Geats. I think that the Geats is going to be a fun show. I hope that it continues to keep up the balance and the tone that it has so far, and I'm really looking forward to where these characters go. I like that we don't just have main writer, secondary writer. We have, hey, here's a whole team of people that have to work together sometimes, but also are all competing because it's a battle royale. And in that way, it kind of feels a lot more like Ryuki, even though it's got a lot of Kabuto vibes. But yeah, I'm really liking it. Leave your thoughts on Geats, these first 2 episodes in the comment section down below. And until next time, I've been Trey. This has been The Full Spectrum. Remember to always enjoy the full spectrum. The Geats has to offer.